meets Romo in a search for what the hipsters call the action.
tighter than before. They still want something more. The heat dries out the skin as their patience grows thinner, thinner than before. As they want even more, as they share in this fire. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, in love and emotion. They danced with devotion. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, in love and emotion. They danced with devotion. Stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion, dance with devotion. Stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion, dance with devotion. Stood in the fire.
Welcome everyone. We are here for the first of the Tim Trials League. One map, 1 hour. That's what we're faced with today. A map that no one has ever seen before, isn't that right, Al?
Yep, that's true enough.
And well, we've had the pleasure of playing on the map a little bit, and
Yeah, we've seen it.
it's a belter.
It's a
I've
pretty
really
good map,
enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yeah, good looking map too, as you can see from the screenshot there. Really looking forward to seeing what these guys who've entered can do, and how long it's going to take them to figure stuff out and put in some decent times. We're following. This is the tier 1 server that I guess we're going to be following people on, isn't that right, Al? From the looks of it.
Yeah, stream server, we have the best of the best in the server ready to go. Obviously, the likes of Knight, the likes of Brandon, Zoot, Cans, Kioi, Mystically, M16, and all the rest.
All the big names.
All the big names. All the very large names.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And I guess maybe we should mention that who's made the map.
Yeah, this first week map is called Ven or Hven. I'm not sure how you say it. I think it's Swedish. It's by Narkos.
Big up Narkos. Good job, my man. It's been 15 minutes since the last speed competition update. It says press OK.
Doubt. Big doubt.
The only time frame I'm aware of is the 10-year time frame. We've got Delios in this server as well. I've been on a few servers with him recently, and he's putting in some good times on some maps.
Yeah, absolutely. He bopped me on, what was that map? On Lava the other day, actually.
Did he? Yeah, maybe that's
I think it was with a 28. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just a lower 29. Either way, it was a pretty good run.
Yeah, I saw that run actually on the leaderboard. I was like, oh, Delios, I got some work to do. Yeah, he's doing quite well. Zoot always puts in a solid performance. Kioi is very good. M16. I don't see him playing a lot. Maybe I'm just not on at the right times.
He does do a fair bit of grinding. On a select few maps, I would say.
So it'd be interesting to see, because you're going to have a range of people. I mean, all of these are good people. They're going to be able to pick up a map like probably quicker than any of us, or most of them anyway. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see, because it tests a different skill. You can't grind it all week. You have to come in and you have to adapt, and you have to say, all right, this route's not working. I've got to change it up. I've got to find my way through, you know? It's adaptability is one of the things that this format is going to test. It'll be interesting to see who's got that in spades and who relies on the grind a bit more to get their times, you know?
Yep, so this week will be a true test of routing, as this is a decently sized map, would you say, Chris?
Yeah, it's quite a large map, and honestly, it took me maybe like 15-20 minutes to kind of get my head around it, and to find a route that I could finish reliably. The other thing, I guess, is you've mentioned that we've got some really interesting maps coming up. This one is probably maybe the least linear of them all.
I would say for sure this is probably the most complex map that we have. Without giving too much away, I figured we should start strong. So this is starting very strong, and it's probably quite daunting for the players. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but yeah, it's going to be a tough one to begin with for sure. Yeah. We are starting off pretty heavy. But that's what the competition's all about. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, you're not allowed to go to spec if
No.
I'm correct.
No, you are not.
So if you go to spec, it's an immediate disqualification, if I understand correctly.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So there'll be no checking out what other people's exact routes are. Obviously, they'll be able to see their bots in the third person. But yeah, in order to kind of minimize route stealing and whatnot, no spec will be enforced. The rule will be enforced. Zero tolerance. And of course, we now have a toggle scoreboard bind.
Yeah, toggle scoreboard is nice, so you wouldn't have to use your, what was it, you used the fucking chisel or something?
I thought it was a chisel, but it was actually like a long, like really, like almost a weaponized file, like wood
Nice.
file. Yeah, it was serious business.
Alright, I think it's time we got started, don't you think?
I think so. 7 p.m.
Okay, there we have it. The map is live and we are starting now. In a sec.
So the maybe you can tell me a bit, Al, because I'm not quite clear how the point system's going to work for the league over the weeks. It's essentially like Formula One. Is that
Kind
what
of.
we're doing?
So,
Yeah.
you know, whoever comes first, they get the maximum amount of points, which is 1,000 points, and then everyone who comes after that is relative to how far away they are from the top time.
Oh, okay. So it's
like
okay.
a kind of percentage, basically. It's like percentage based. It's
Nice,
kind of
yeah.
complicated, and I, to be honest, don't fully understand it myself. But we've got a nice spreadsheet that does all the work for us, so that's very handy.
That's all you need.
So yeah, and then at the end of the month, everyone's points gets added up, and we'll have an overall winner of the map, of course, of the league. And people's worst time gets removed as well. That's another thing. I don't know exactly why. That's just part of the system. So if you miss a round, like that doesn't get, like, you're not really punished for that because everyone's worst week gets removed, basically.
Nice. Zoo already finding the window on the right there that proved elusive for me when I was playing around on the map. But he's realized I can't quite take that route now.
Yep.
And he's just trying to figure it out, like everyone is right now.
Yeah, everyone I expect will be taking it kind of slow to begin with. People just want to get their bearings, find out the general direction that they want to be going, and then start looking for how they can make shortcuts.
And I
It
think
looks like
Zoo
Zoo, yeah, he's
the
found
first. No, did you see?
Knight just zooming ahead of him there, almost finishing first. He didn't actually finish, he reset before he finished, which I don't know, maybe that was clever from him. Didn't want to give away his time too early. That was pretty funny though.
That was funny. He's found it, he's found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and pipped to the post.
Knight just zooms past him. That's such a good metaphor for
That
just
is-
time trials in general.
Yeah, we're going to see that a lot.
Speaking of Knight, why don't we switch over, find him, see how Knight's getting on. Already going fast.
He's already going fast. Oh, okay.
So you can see there's a lot of windows on this map. There's a lot of corner cuts. You know, there's a lot of little triple jumps that will take you places you didn't think you could go.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see because the map's quite big as well. You're not necessarily going to be in close confines with your fellow contestants too
No.
much, which means that people stealing routes from each other might not actually happen so much, which is really interesting because then we'll start to see how everyone's creativity and everyone's kind of route finding abilities will just impact on their final time.
Like a shout outs to Rue in the chat, already in awe of this map, he says.
In awestruck.
Yeah.
What's a good time on this map, do you think, Al?
I think sub 30. is a pretty good time. I don't know if that's maybe revealing too much about the map, but hey, we're already in it. Sub 30 is definitely doable.
Yeah.
But that's, you could go lower than that, even still, I reckon. So I don't know if an hour is maybe long enough for someone to figure out the map that much, but we'll see. Looks like Mystically's already trying to find some of those corner cuts that we're talking about. Let's switch around and see how people are getting on.
I think that you can figure out that map. I think by the time we get to the half-hour mark, we're going to start to see some times in the low 30s.
Yeah, you think people will have found their route and we'll just start grinding at that point, you think?
I think by the halfway mark, and I think that's probably a good approach anyway for these guys is, you know, spend 20 to 30 minutes, you know, working the map, exploring it, but, you know, remaining pretty flexible in your route, and then that last 30 to 40 minutes just try and grind it.
Shout outs to Certi in the chat saying this map's going to bring him out of retirement. It's pretty cool. Shout outs to Rekor as well in the chat. Map looks glorious.
Why you retire, Certi? Why you retire?
I've no idea. Yeah, sure. Do that. Alright, chat, what do you think? Will we break 30 seconds on this map? Will someone achieve sub 30? We've not even really seen a full run. Let's see if we can spectate someone for a full run. I think it's still a little bit early, of course, we're only 5 minutes into the map. But, you know, as we've spoken about before on Tim Trials, banking times, obviously very important.
Yeah. So, I mean, when we were doing the 10-minute format, I was of the opinion that you should bank a time by the 4-minute mark. So, I guess the equivalent here would be around 20 minutes. You should have a semi-solid time. But I don't think you can really work that way. I think just play around. You've got the flexibility right now. You've got some time. You can spend it being, you know, just walking around and seeing what ledges you could potentially make, you know, what jumps are available. And this is the kind of map where there's so many possibilities.
Tons of possibilities here on this map. This was when I pitched this idea to the mappers, and I was saying, you know, this is telling them what kind of maps you're looking for. This is exactly what I had in mind. This kind of map, you know, where all these different routes and corners, and it's really a puzzle in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you have to figure the map out first before you can then start grinding it, as opposed to the previous like 10-minute 1v1 format that we used.
Yeah.
And that's purely grinding. You know, grinding maps you already know. Whereas this is taking a brand new map you've never seen before and figuring it out, and then trying to grind out a good time. Oh, look at this big skip from Zoot right now. Nice, that's going to cut off a decent bit of time.
Honestly, I just saw Knight do something pretty freaking sweet. And yeah.
We'll switch back around in a minute once we see. Oh no, Zoot, that's the wrong way. He had a good pace there, and then just went the total wrong direction.
There's something to be said actually for what something like a map like this offers, and you can see it almost developing in people's runs. It's like they're figuring out maybe like the first half, and they're taking a shortcut, or what they think is a shortcut, and they're just kind of double jumping into the wrong direction or something like that. And it's really just kind of, how are they going to connect the pieces to get from the beginning to the end of the map, right? Because there's all these, like you said, it's a puzzle. There's all these puzzle pieces, and you really got to get them in the right order in order to put a consistent run together. So Knight did this amazing skip a couple of minutes ago, and I was like, well, it looks amazing, but is it going in the right direction? I couldn't quite tell.
Oh, that was almost a nice big skip.
Yeah.
Oh, mystically putting down a 33. Let's switch over and see if we can catch that route.
Hasty already within 8 minutes. All night made the skip. That's the skip I was talking about, actually. But I don't think he's figured out where to go from here, to be honest. Oh, he's seen something. He's seen a little double jump on the bell tower. I give Knight like 3 or 4 minutes before he finds a time that Zoot putting it at 29.
Nice.
Already. Okay.
Let's see Knight smash that time then. Sub 30 has been smashed already. Not even 10 minutes into the run. Wasn't a good benchmark, was it?
No. Just because it's
sub 25. Sub 25.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, just because it took me half an hour to find a 30.5 doesn't mean these guys who are actually good won't, like, within 9 minutes, smashing that. But, you know, is there a danger here? Like, Zoot's put in a decent time. What's he going to do now? Is he going to get comfortable and try and grind out his route? Or is he going to do what I think is probably the most difficult thing to do, is say, okay, this route is good, I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying running it, but there might be another route. And it's almost kind of unlearning the muscle memory of the route, right? To find something faster.
Yeah. And
investing time that, you know, as it elapses, he might not necessarily have. But he's got a good time. He's got the fastest time on the board right now, so I'm sure he's feeling pretty good about it. Zoot taking the window. Knight, on the other hand, not taking the window, going for the wider skip.
Yeah, I saw that. It's interesting.
And he's made it.
Yeah, there he goes. That's that window skip we were just talking about.
I don't think he's quite figured out what to do next, but I saw him eyeing up a double jump on one of the towers, which looks like it could produce an insane run. I really want to see him execute on that. Okay, Knight taking the window route. But that part is awkward, coming out of the window there. It is a bit awkward. Bonk.
Away, says Knight. Oh, I forgot about the bonk.
Zoot getting cheeky.
Wants to claim victory already. Ooh, almost.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. If you're going a little bit too fast, you miss that middle platform, and you really... I haven't personally gone fast enough in order to skip it entirely.
I'm going to switch back around to Mystically, see what he's doing. He looks like he's just eyeing up the map right now. He already has a pretty good time, so he knows how to do around this. Probably a sub 30, right?
Yeah, and actually, like, just watching someone look around is pretty interesting, because you think, what's going on in this guy's head, you know? Okay. He's like, I wonder how I can get up here.
He's just about to break the map and do it in like 10 seconds. Watch this. He'll spend 50 minutes walking around the map doing this, and then the last 10 minutes he'll just do a 10-second time.
His brain just going bleep, 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 bleep.
Narkos is sweating.
How much testing has gone into this map? Who's been?
We've had CrazyAl, breaker of maps, on here trying to break it. So I would think it might be a little bit, you know. I would think that CrazyAl has done a pretty good job in trying to break it. We've also had Snow, also known as European Brandon, testing the map. I've also spent some time messing about on the map. I say messing about because that's pretty much, I mean, in comparison to their testing, that's what I've been doing. Alright, Mystically, let's go. Let's see a run. Bonk.
Bonk.
Because I'm going to stay up late to grind this. Nice. The map is now available on the content server. You can go and check it out if you like. It's called Heven, or Ven. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. I think it's Venn, like Venn diagram, but in a weird Swedish accent.
Then
Something like that.
so the first skip is this little platform on the right. I know Knight has been eyeing up the area above it. There's a small gap with a little double jump there.
Oh, is it managing to do a 28
Oh wow.
while we've been talking? Nice. Look at this from Knight. What time is this going to be? 27.5. Let's go.
Wow, okay. Things are getting serious now.
Only not even 15 minutes into the map, we've got 27.5.
I think sub 25's doable
Yeah.
based on that. Looks like Knight's just warming up,
Just
and he
getting ready.
successfully managed to skip that middle platform there after the window skip.
I love that. Is it Danish? It used to be. We conquered it.
Until it was plundered. Yeah, Brandon and Kioi still not putting in times. Delios not putting in a time. At what point should they be putting in times? Is the question.
That was a good question.
I think I did say 20 minutes earlier.
Well, you only have to finish the map once, really.
True.
Don't you?
I mean, as long as he can see the finish line, knows where it is, knows the route.
Yeah.
Maybe we can follow Brandon or Kioi because they're the only ones who haven't finished a map,
let's
finished
let's-
a run.
Let's check out Brandon. Brandon's a pretty high level D-Fry player. Brandon, author of the BR maps that everyone knows and loves. BR Loom, BR Tansley. And we also have a BR map coming up in, later in the competition in a couple weeks, or maybe next week, I'm not sure yet. Given that a couple of the maps are very simple, like some of them, not all of the maps are this complex in the tournament. We do have some more simplistic maps, and when we do have those simple maps, I think we may do 2 maps in 1 week, so 30 minutes each, you know?
Nice. So very reset heavy from what we're seeing from Brandon here. He seems to be almost going too fast to get that initial double jump, which is problematic because it's a kind of crucial double jump there. There we go. Okay, looks like he's got a route more or less figured out. He's eyeing up the same route that Knight's taking there, not going through the window and taking the outside. But I don't know, just because it's harder and you need to go faster to get it, I'm not sure if it is actually faster in the larger scheme of things. Cactus says simple maps are the best ones.
26.5 now for Knight. He just shaved a full second off of his time. Let's switch back over and see what he's doing now.
Whoa.
Is it just going faster, or has he found another skip? Let's find out. That skip looks so hard.
It does look very hard. I imagine you need to be...
says finish on it. Does it really? That's more of an instruction than anything else.
Oh, and he's made it.
Nice, look at this.
That's some expert strafing. Oh, through the little pillar as well.
I think this
Any
is wide, though.
opportunity.
There's the
That's
big
the
bell
one.
tower.
That's the bell tower. That's the skip that he's been eyeing up.
I still don't think that's an optimal route, though. I think that's pretty close to optimal. Well, I mean, route-wise, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was quite the optimal route there. I think
Sometimes
he fell down a little bit. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, just sometimes there are routes that just look like they'd be so cool to execute, and they feel like they're just maybe like optimal or like just super fast, but they're, you know, to what extent are you just fanning the flames of your own ego by going for that route, you know?
I feel when you wait for the stream on CrazyAl's channel. It's called Tim Trials, bro. It's all good. You're here now. We're still not even halfway through. Currently,
Well,
Knight and Zoot battling it out for first place.
Let's see Knight do maybe like another complete run, and then I think we should switch over to Zoot because it's going to be up to him to respond. But I want to see what route Knight is taking. I want to see it to completion.
Sure. Yeah, Brandon can absolutely keep up with Knight. Brandon's a top tier D5 player for sure, when he wants to be.
Oh, this is nice.
L Tower.
Lovely, lovely stuff. And it's another 26, and he's beat his time, 26.4. So
Let's
it
switch around to Zoot.
It seems to me that that's with the window skip and the going outside of the window on the left-hand side of it. I'm not sure we've actually seen a completion. That window is tricky to get in. You do have to wiggle your way through it.
Ooh, so you're right. Kioi with a 27.7, getting
Nice.
himself into second place. What can Zoot do to go just a little bit faster? Needs to
This
make
is-
more shortcuts.
This is what happens when you shit talk. This is what happens when you shit talk.
Let's switch over to Kioi, see what he's got going on. Is Zoot streaming?
He is.
I think some people are streaming from like streaming their pods.
Zoot is streaming, but I think you'll only be seeing his forehead and a look of pure concentration.
Yeah, we got Zoot streaming, we got Peensqueaker streaming, we got Ninja also streaming Piotrki from the other servers. So, you know, don't be afraid to go and check them out. See how they're getting on.
Press OK would like to know if there's any other way to know what the other two servers' times are looking like.
You could
Yes.
head on over to the streams and find out. I guess. Peensqueaker is on server 3 and Piotrki and Ninja are on server 2, so both servers are covered. We also have Raven on server 2, shout outs to Raven.
I don't suppose this is the right time to speak to anyone about when the next time trials patch is. Are you Raven? While you're here.
Don't bother Raven. Raven's a nice guy. Not like
No,
the rest
of
of those two good developers, two good studio developers. Just kidding. They're alright.
They're all good.
Apart from that one. You know the one. Nice, here we go.
Dude,
Bit of a
double
run.
Ooh. Oh.
Almost. Bonks his face on the corner.
Yeah, he was flying by the seat of his pants there.
Switch around. Brandon, the only player who hasn't set a time yet. Nice. We got Raven in the lead on server 2 with 52.8. 32.8, sorry. 52.
That's a respectable time.
Yep. That would put him just behind Zoot on this server. Obviously, all the players are competing. It's not just the servers you're playing on. Everyone's competing. It's just that 8 players on a server we feel is enough. More than enough. Do of course have how many was it, like 24 signups all in?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep. Obviously some people are map testers or map authors, so they can't all, not everyone can play every week, but we are getting as many as we can.
What's Brandon's strategy here? Is he just thinking, you know, I don't actually need to put in a time because you won't be able to tell how fast I am if there's no time to attribute to my name.
Well,
Keeping everyone guessing,
I think you want a time though.
letting everyone
no-
get comfortable.
If you don't have a time, you won't get any points, and you want points.
Points are good.
Yeah. Points mean prizes.
He's being, I mean, of all the people we've looked at, he's trying to be a perfectionist. He's resetting a lot.
Yeah, that sounds like Brandon to me, to be honest. Oh, Knight's going for a bigger skip here. I just switched over and saw Knight going, he's trying to skip the bell tower,
What?
I think, which I think is actually doable.
Wow, he's making that skip almost comfortably now. It's
Yeah.
obscene.
Check this out. I think he wants a quad jump here. Oh, he could so skip that bell tower.
25.9.
Let's go.
That's a super time.
And I think he knows he can skip that bell tower now.
Yeah.
Just in my ear, Leaf is leading the third server with 34.3. Yeah, that's the one.
To think that there's almost 10 seconds between the leader of the third server and this one. It's
Yeah.
insane. And that's not to shit on Leaf.
No, not at
wow,
all.
that's an expression, isn't it? It just kind of highlights how insane these guys are. To be getting these times within half an hour.
Yeah, still not even halfway through here. We're going to be grinding out for a sub 25 with Knight. And it's important, it's important to get your time down as much as possible. Like, for example, Kioi right now sitting at 27. So he wouldn't want to end, like, it's important for him to grind until the last second, because the closer he gets to Knight's time, the more points he will get. It's not a fixed amount of points for second place. It's
Yeah,
fixed for
that's a good
first place.
point.
So first place, you get 1,000 points. every week. Look at this, almost getting the skip. But the closer Kioi gets to night's time, the more points he will get for that. So that incentivizes people to grind for the entire duration of the round.
Yeah, it's a good point, and it's a really nice way of scoring things to. Like, it's just as fair as possible, isn't it?
Yeah, shout outs to Enter and
Wow.
what was the other guy's name?
Backspace.
I forget now. No. Enter and Exton, who developed this scoring system for Defrag. So this is tailor-made for these types of games. It was originally used in the Defrag World Cup 2019.
Nice.
Good memories, eh?
Yeah.
Defrag World Cup 2019.
Yeah. 100%. That's where we first came across each other.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you probably look at that scoring and say it looks quite confusing, but I think press OK, you'll be alright with it, to be honest.
Probably.
It's actually not so bad. It's just a...
Knight wants to get that quad jump.
Yeah, he's got his sights on it. And maybe that's the prediction we should put up. Can Knight get sub 25?
I think that is the current prediction, is it not? Sub 25? Yeah.
Can anybody? Right.
Why are the eggs so small? Because we use a custom command to make the player models smaller so that they don't obscure they don't obscure your view, basically. So this is like half size. You can make them much smaller than this. I think half size is small enough.
Yeah. As long as they're not in your face, right?
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
There's also another command to push the weapon models slightly off screen, which you may or may not have noticed. So that also makes it a little bit easier, gives you a little bit better visibility. Tiny hens.
Just the speed he's getting is insane. Okay, this looks solid.
Oh, he wants that speed. Not quite. Not quite. What speed? Zero ups.
I think a sub 25 is going to be very difficult, to be honest.
Oh, why? For sure. If anyone can do it though, it's this man right here.
You think everyone's got their roots down at this point? You think they're in grind mode now?
Well, I don't think Brandon is. If he was, I think he'd have a time by now.
It's a good point, actually.
Mystically hasn't set a time since that initial 33, I believe. M16 also has not set a time since his first time. So I don't think those guys are in grind mode quite yet.
DefyTheo's setting a respectable 31.5.
Absolutely. Absolutely respectable. Come on, Knight. We want to see it. Still going for the bell tower.
What is going on in his head?
I'm going to switch around a little bit. See what Kioi's up to. Kioi looks like he almost has the speed to skip that window. Window skip.
Hmm.
$60-minute round, absolutely.
Knight just did a 26.066 and did the whole last bit backwards. So,
Really?
yeah.
Nice. Switch over to Brandon, see what he's up to.
Wearing out his F2, perhaps.
I know what you mean. He does seem like maybe a bit of a perfectionist.
Oh, Knight
see
just
how-
came so close to skipping the bell tower. Unreal. Within inches.
Alright, switch back over. We don't want to miss that when it happens.
Yeah, I thought he'd given up on it for a bit, but he came close enough to make me believe otherwise.
It's not necessarily 5 rounds, but it will be 4 weeks. So every Saturday night we'll be doing this at the same time. There may be more maps. More like right this week it's just one map for 1 hour, but in the future we may do 2 maps at 30 minutes each.
Yeah, it depends on the complexity and whatnot.
Not all of the maps that we have are as complex as this one. Nice PB from Night.
Yeah,
25.8. Press OK, approved point system. Let's go. Where is Gamer of the Year? Good question. Probably playing Defrag team runs right now. There is a team run cup going on for Defrag, starting right now actually. It has just started, I believe. And me and Theo are going to try our hands at that, aren't we? I have already had a look at the map, by the way.
You have?
Yeah, I couldn't get past the first room without you, so I don't know.
Oh, right,
I don't know
okay.
what the rest of it looks like.
It makes sense for a team map, I guess, yeah.
But we're going to check that out later tonight, I guess.
Yeah. Provisionally around half midnight GMT.
But I do believe I did see Goblin's name in the sign-up list for that, which is why I mention it. I forget who he was playing with though.
I get the feeling now that Knight is really comfortable with his time, and now he's just open to trying a few things out, you know?
Probably feels untouchable, given that, you know, everyone else is so far behind them.
Yeah.
I say so far. Kioi isn't that far behind them. Kans has now overtaken Zoot as well. I believe Zoot and Kans had a little bit of a rivalry going on in the 1v1 cups that we did as well.
Ah.
Or maybe it was Kioi, I can't remember. I always get those two confused. They both
Can's
have-
just PBing 27.5.
Nice. Yeah, Zoot versus Cans was very close. They played like multiple matches and it was insanely close each time.
This looks nice.
Spacing.
He hasn't figured that spacing out yet when he takes the top route. The inner machinations of Brandon's mind are an enigma. So like,
You know, I wasn't feeling too. I didn't know if 30 minutes would be enough, even on the more simple maps. But we've been sitting at this level now, like level of times now for, like they got there before 30 minutes, even on a
Yeah.
map like this. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it would be fine now in the future. I think next week we will do 2 rounds of 30 minutes, like 2 maps, 30 minutes each. So look forward to that. That would be epic, City. I really hope. I kind of hope Brandon does do that.
yeah, I mean that's the only hope, that he is indeed just kind of trying to perfect it. And you know, everyone loves a late minute upset as well, so
Just quickly switch over to Brandon, see what's going on.
what's going on, Brandon?
What's going on, mate?
Come on, man. Gives a time.
I know you've got it in you. Brandon absolutely is capable of 25 on this map. Let it be known.
He hasn't quite figured out. I know he wants to do that skip, doesn't he? He wants to skip the window, but I don't think he's quite figured out the spacing or the speed required. That's nice. He's got good speed here.
We don't actually have a bracket. There's no bracket for this. There will be a table that you can view. Obviously, it's blank right now.
Knight trying to squeeze another 100 milliseconds before the real route. Yeah, it's kind of the feeling you get.
So that's the page, diabotical-racing.com/league, where you will see all the times. All the times and all the points. We will be updating it every week. And you can also see the rules and such, the scoring system and stuff like that there. And you can still sign up. Sign-ups aren't closed.
Yeah, plenty of weeks to go.
Yeah, you can sign up at any point and join the fun. Of course, you will have missed out on getting your points from this round, but it's for fun. You know what I mean? There's no end like prize or anything like that.
Yeah, and it's a great feeling just kind of working your way around a map to a bit of a time constraint. It's fun, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just 1 hour per week. Not much of a time commitment either.
Yeah.
So absolutely feel free to go and sign up. You can find the link, diabotical-racing.com/league.
Yeah, I mean the longer format's fine with the brackets, but it's hard to get the people in the matches, and
Yeah, it can be a bit tiring as well.
yeah,
Going on like past 4 hours and stuff.
yeah.
It's a lot of time to be racing for. Almost, Brandon, almost making that skip.
Although I'm
Once
sure we
it-
could arrange some kind of show match at the end of this league. Might be quite fun.
Maybe.
Yeah. Just remembering, like back in the day, like 125 FPS show matches and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, they were great.
Come on, Brandon, mate. When are we going to start to worry for him?
I think you could probably start worrying.
Oh, he's coming so close. But has he even seen the second half of the map? He's following knight now. So
It's the way to go about it.
no.
Let's go knight. I want to see that sub 25. Not quite. Doesn't like that pillar. Doesn't like that wooden pillar right there. I wonder if Knight is giving up on the bell tower skip.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be able to pull out those 28.8s, 28.9s with his eyes closed right now. He's another day at the
25.
office. 25, sorry. Yeah. Oh, do we want to do a poll on whether Brandon gets a time? That's harsh.
That's kind of mean.
That is harsh.
I don't think it's a question of can he set a time. It's can he set the time that he wants to set.
Oh my god, did you see that skip that Knight just
Yeah, I
trying
did.
to do? That was ambitious.
Like Brandon could absolutely set a 30-odd second time if he wanted to.
Oh yeah,
You know, what I mean? There's nothing stopping
without
him.
doubt. I mean, the route that he's eyeing up is 26, 27 territory anyway.
Yeah. I've just got an update from the second server. Nenya is in the lead with 29.3.
Nice, breaking the 30 barrier.
Yep. And we have some very close 32s between Janky, Raven, and Jeff. 32.0 for Janky, 32.1 for Raven, and 32.4 for Jeff. And a 33.4 for Zebra, and a 44.3 for Piotsky. So far.
Indeed, 15 minutes left.
Yeah, he's actually clipping the corner, I believe, to set himself up for some better spacing. And
Yeah,
I've just had a thought. Should we get Narkos on to
Yeah,
talk
let's
a little
do
bit
that.
about the map? Why not, if he's available? Let's get him in here. You can tell us how to pronounce the name of the map.
yeah, I see what you're saying, Press OK. So you can shave some time off now. You can take another. You can just secure, yeah, 5 to 10% off the points of the other players because he increases the distance between himself and second and third place and on. But if he wastes time just trying to get the skip, he might not get any value. Yeah. I just wonder if he's thinking like that.
How's it going?
Hello, hello, hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. I was nervous, and now I'm less nervous.
You were nervous someone was going to break your map. Is that what you were
Yes, I was.
nervous? Yeah. How was it? How was it seeing these guys figure things out so quick?
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about the routes some of them are taking?
I'm happy people are finding the routes, the faster routes that I don't want to say hid, but you know, they're a little bit more obscure, I think. And Knight is going for all of the good stuff. from the back.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
the
don't know
bell
if
tower was
he.
one.
I don't know if you ever made the one where you skip the bell tower immediately. So
He hasn't yet, I don't think. No. That would be interesting, but it's
Yeah.
viable from your perspective. It's viable.
I mean, yeah, I've tried it with TPs and stuff. I think you need something around 700 UPS at that point. So
100?
at least.
1700. Do you mean?
Must be 1700.
Yeah. What did I say?
700.
Oh.
You can just
They all
more or
have
less
0
teleport them.
ups anyway. Like,
Yeah.
could be anything.
Exactly.
So, what's the map called?
Van.
Okay. Interesting.
Then
Did you say that was named after used to be Danish island?
Yes, but it's now a very Swedish island.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the Danes are still kind of counting it as their own.
they're still pissed.
Yeah.
Classic. Classic Danish.
Yeah. It's an island that doesn't look anything like this island, but
Nice. I also named one of my maps after something it looks nothing like.
yeah.
I really like. I like the art on here as well. It's got a really nice vibe, actually. Haven't really talked about the art. What? Did you do that yourself?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
I've got a
yeah.
question for you, actually, Narkos.
Mhm.
There's a. I don't think we've seen it on stream, but there's a big platform of like mosaic tiles on the other side of the map. What is that about?
Where?
If you, I guess it's kind of behind the start.
Oh.
It may have been cut since you played that
Oh,
Yeah.
version.
I played an earlier version, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
The map
top
was still
island.
being edited up until like an hour before.
Yeah.
I was trying to get to that platform. I was like, mate, there's got to be a route here.
No, that was the prop island. And I've been working until, as I was saying, like 1 hour before.
Wow.
I
Okay.
recorded. Yeah. It's my first map, so
Is it actually your first map?
yes, it is.
Oh,
It's a very good map for a first map, and I think
Wow,
people
yeah.
in the chat also share that thought.
Oh. So, how many hours have you put into making this map? More than you thought.
Yes. Like it always goes when you do something for the first time, try to finish something. I don't know, I started layouts maybe in just kind of messing around maybe in December perhaps, and then I
Right.
left it until I think when you were starting to talk about having this type of format of a competition, then I got kind of inspired to continue it. So maybe a month, and then for the past couple of weeks, I've been on it pretty much every day.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a lot of time. Would you do another one? Did you enjoy it enough?
Yeah. Absolutely. Probably not as ambitious of
Yeah.
a theme for the next one. I do have one up and coming that is much more kind of where I don't have as much of a vision for the art. That was kind of the tricky part of this, because I had a vision first. I wanted to do kind of like an island, kind of Greek theme.
Yeah.
So I was always considering the art when I did the layouts.
Maybe
but
it's my
this-
Greek. I was thinking maybe it's my Greek heritage. Maybe that's why I like it so much. So
Maybe
feeling
that.
home.
Well, I expect a world record from you then.
No, I haven't gone sub 30 yet. So,
No, me neither. Yeah, it was nuts when I've been grinding it on my own for a while. I don't know if we're supposed to talk about who's tested the maps, but yeah, when I saw one other early test of it, and I think it was the 22nd, and
Nice. Yeah, no. If we can't protect the families of testers if we reveal their names, you know.
We don't have the resources.
We don't have the reason. Tim Conlang, Sec team, you know. Well, Knight has slightly improved on his time at 25.8.
Brandon's doing better. I've been watching him. He's getting that big skip now.
He's got 6 minutes left, bro. Please, please, man.
Just set a time. Do yourself a favor. Well, Brandon has been testing and has not this map, but Brandon has been testing other maps, I believe, and has obviously authored one of his own. So he's kind of at a disadvantage anyway, in that sense. So maybe he's not too bothered about the overall competition. Just wants to have a bit of fun.
I want to
Which
see
is fair
Brandon.
enough.
I want to see Brandon's first completion, though. Honestly,
Yeah, so do I.
let's swap to Brandon.
It's gonna finish at the end with a 60 minutes time.
No resets. I mean, there's an 8-second difference between M16 and Knight right now. That's pretty crazy.
There's a 25-second difference between Knight and Brandon.
It's more like a 59-minute.
Come on, bro, you got this. Brandon's going to come in and get a sub 25 right at the last second.
So he says, scoreboard is bugged, Brandon has a 24. Stubborn Canadian. Says press OK. He's got less, oh, he's just got over 4 minutes. Oof.
And technically, Brandon does have the lowest time.
How does the the scoring system deal with a 0?
I guess we'll find out.
Big brain plays. Yeah. And when you try and divide everyone else's time by 0, it just breaks the whole thing.
Very diverse flag composition. Yeah, you're not wrong. That is quite diverse.
Rude. Just steal the words right out of your mouth. Sorry, mate.
A nice, easy completion there by Knight.
You stay faster on the maps, and I'll stay faster in real life.
When is Rue coming back to Diabotical to time trials? Eh? Tell me that.
That's the big question.
No one cares about Certi coming out of retirement. We want Rue.
Maybe we need an OAP retiree show match. Certi versus Rue.
A little bit less than 2.5 minutes to go.
I know.
Brandon is looking for perfection. Nothing else will suffice.
Perfection cannot be attained in 1 hour. I think we've... It's funny because we were saying at the beginning, like, it's really going to divide people in terms of their styles.
Yeah. I was thinking about that because even though it's an hour, you're still under pressure. Like it's not like the pressure of the 10-minute matches that we had before, but like there's still quite a bit of pressure. Because some people, even though they can deliver really like high level times, might take a long time to grind that time out, whereas other people can maybe grind it out faster than others, right?
Yeah.
So like I was saying before, Brandon is absolutely capable of setting a 25 on this map. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Whether or not he can do it within 1 hour of seeing the map for the first time,
He's got 1 minute.
A different story.
He's got 1 minute.
Yeah.
Like, how has he got himself into this position? Presso says 3rd to 5th position is the real story, and yeah, they're all within 1/10. 27.5s.
It was.
Wow,
Zoot has just overtaken Cans.
Zoot at the 59th minute.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's crazy. Just squeezing into 3rd place there.
Wow. Okay. Cans is gonna be pissed.
Cans and Mystically very close.
And it's over for Brandon.
Yeah. Let's switch
Like, pretty
around and
much.
see if we can see
Yeah.
any completions before we go. Nice. M16 getting the sub 30 just before at the 11th hour.
Nice.
I think everyone's accepted that it's over.
Wow. I'm pretty stunned actually that Brandon didn't
Jesus.
finish.
Yeah, I agree. GG's everybody. There we have it. Those are the final scores.
Some
Sorry,
serious
Brandon.
times there. Serious times.
Yeah, that's sick. Real nice.
I think that the top 5 times, everything down to like Mystically, basically, are like super good times. Even sub 30, any sub 30 is really strong.
Servers seem to be seeded. The servers are not seeded. Everyone competes with each other. And I will be giving out the final times in a moment. Yeah, obviously we have all the players that we expect to perform best in this server. The other 2 servers aren't seeded though.
Yeah, it's just for specking purposes. We want to show you what we expect to be the best times. Hey M16, good job. Sub 30 is nothing to be ashamed of, mate. Did you enjoy the map? Knight says props to Narkos, good looking map.
Thank you, Knight.
Zoot says he spent 20 minutes trying to do the upper run, but it was sucking too much time. Yeah, I'm going to be playing this map a fair bit as well, I think.
Alright, it's going to take me a little bit of a while to input on all these scores into the
For sure.
spreadsheet, but it's a clear, we have a clear top 5, I think, at the very least. think. Yeah, that's a very clear top 5. So Knight, Kioi, Zoot, Cans, and Mystically are the top 5 for the first weekend. First round,
Good job, boys.
we do have a couple of 29s on the other servers. 29.1 from Leaf, just beating out Ninja's 29.3. And then M16 with a 29.9, and then it's all 30s after that. Commiserations to not only Brandon but also Peenskrieger. They did not set times.
Interesting.
Very sad.
Looks like Delios has found a secret room.
Ninja, yeah, that's what I have in the screenshot here, 29.3.
Oh, this is my drinking room.
It's a
29.3.
very sad place. Narkos. You can look out onto the ocean, I guess.
Yeah. I have a share.
Drown your sorrows before you drown yourself.
I think Piotrski landed on 32, something that's nice to hear. Watched his stream a little bit earlier and he was struggling at the start, but
That triple after the window skip. Yeah, it's... The third jump is so high. Says M16. Yeah, there's a couple of tricky parts on this map. Which, the first is getting the right spacing for the triple jump to make the window skip, whether you take the window or not. And then after the window, you've got that triple jump, which you kind of hit side on, and whether you make the middle pillar overshoot it. Piotrski, you were optimizing the start. Yeah, I mean, it's always the danger in these, like, these time constrained, especially when no one's ever played it before. Like, how much time do you spend optimizing, grinding the beginning? You know, even like myself, I know when I start a map, like my first half of the map, first third of the map will be perfect, but the second half will be just shocking.
yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, but it's just, I guess you have to make a decision at some point to say, okay, well, this is good enough, and let me move on. There's more time to be gained by spending the next 10 minutes on optimizing the second half of the map than there is on the first half, right?
Yeah,
But
like Boost is one of those maps where they everyone knows the beginning, but
yeah, I mean, the difficulty comes, right, when there's obviously much faster routes that are afforded by getting certain speed at the beginning. And if you grind and optimize the beginning, you put yourself in a much better position to get a really significant time save. But yeah, those are all the questions that you kind of have to ask yourself when you've got like an hour, and you just gotta know when to move on, basically.
Okay, so I did make a mistake before. 28.342 is 9 years time, not 29.3. I was looking at the wrong screenshot. My mistake.
Like, so spend time on the things that save the most time, or make them work by tweaking it. Good job, Knight. Nice time. Shame you couldn't get that skip at the end. We had our fingers crossed that you'd be able to do it, but yeah, it looked tough.
I think we're going to get Knight in for a little bit of a chat. Hey, Knight, congratulations for being our first weekend winner, as I've just decided to call it.
Sure. Thank you.
How did you find the map?
I actually like this map. It's pretty grindable.
Yeah. How much did you said in the chat there? Like, you got to spend time on the things that save the most time. Like, what were some of the decisions that you were making as you were playing? What were you kind of, okay, I'm going to spend time on this, or I'm going to move on and try and make it up elsewhere? What were those parts for you?
I wanted to at least get a good solid start. Because I seemed to be struggling with how to approach it, especially this first U-turn. And then after I was able to figure out how to do that, I spent some time trying to get that window or that big skip in the middle.
That's if Adam, let's follow Knight because he's walking around.
We're on him.
Yeah, this U-turn I was struggling with at first
Yeah.
because I kept hitting this this corner here.
Yeah, that's a very tight W turn.
Yeah, but I found if you go a little bit wider here and hit the very edge of that double jump, and it's easier to not bonk this wall. Nope. But yeah, that big skip in the middle, where you could either go veer to the right and go to the lower level,
Yeah.
or head straight on and hit that second triple jump afterward. I was trying to get that down. I was struggling there at first too, but I found
Yeah, I think we were just calling the right one the window route, but yeah, I mean, you kind of managed to put a decent time in through that route within the first 15-20 minutes or something. So
yeah,
at that point you were like, I'm guessing let's try for the slightly more difficult.
the more difficult, but it looks like it will save more time. I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I mean, it seems wider, but I guess you gain a lot more speed.
I can accelerate longer without interruption, so I'm guessing that's faster. I mean, I guess more testing would have to be done, but
I think Narkos said that you basically were finding all the optimal routes basically. So
oh really?
yeah, yeah, it's a shame about that last skip, just skipping the tower. That was that looked like it would have been a cool one.
I think I got really close, but I just need to get more speed. I couldn't figure out. I was trying different variations of jump patterns in this area, but I just couldn't get it. I kept losing speed at that U-turn right before it, and then I would kept bonking that beam.
I think I know the one you mean. Yeah. Apparently, if you've got around 1700 UPS, the skip's doable. I don't know how fast you were going at the time, but
I was close. That was like 1680.
yeah,
think.
right.
Yeah, this beam here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
This thing
That's
just killed
just,
so many runs.
yeah, imminently bonkable.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Ah, it's just another challenge.
That's why you're top of the leaderboard, because you're like, nope, it's just a challenge. It's not the map, it's me.
It
And I
definitely
just-
feels doable, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, at first when you took the steps in the tower, I was like, oh, that's a cool skip. And then
Yeah.
you were like, what? That can be skipped as well? Very cool. Yeah, I already spent a good almost an hour on this map myself earlier, and very much enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Getting some-
I see myself going back to this map for sure. Like,
Yeah.
this is a really nice map.
So how long do you generally spend on like grinding a map to get a time that you're happy with? I mean, I know it's probably very variable, depends, but like it seems to me that you've within an hour, right, you've achieved like a really good time for the map. So I could probably spend 20 times the amount of time that you've spent and you know, reach my peak. Like how long before you kind of reach your peak time on a map do you find?
It could be hours. Typically, like, so like, you know, the Defrag World Cup or any World Cup map where you have like 7 days to run it, right?
Right.
I'll get a feel for the route, try to optimize that, like on the first day, and then maybe like 2 hours or so, and then the following days see what I can improve upon. Maybe tweak the route, see if I need to go faster, slower, or what. But it could be hours, like
Yeah.
a lot of hours.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know whether like Brandon was really putting in like super amounts of effort to get a time, but we were just talking about, you know, how this format essentially kind of separates or highlights people's styles, right? Maybe someone like Brandon or other people are more kind of interested in perfecting the start or getting, you know, just have more of a perfectionist attitude, whereas I think there's something to be said maybe about being like really adaptable when you've only got an hour. Do you feel like you're much of a perfectionist, or do you think you're quite pragmatic when it comes to running, especially in this format?
I mean, I guess in this format, you kind of have to. You don't have a choice but to, you know, adapt to it. Otherwise, you're just gonna lose. But
Yeah.
typically, I like to, you know, perfect the route, and
Yeah,
I always do what I can with the time I have.
I think that we said that next week we're going to do 2 maps, half an hour each.
Oh,
which should
really?
which should be. I think the maps are less complex, basically, less available routes, so it shouldn't be too much of a struggle. But that change in time might actually highlight even more, you know, the difference in people's approaches and how adaptable people are to putting time on the things that are going to save them time rather
Oh, for
than
sure.
yeah. It's interesting. I think it's gonna show us some interesting approaches from each of the runners.
Yeah, I mean, like Zoot. I think Zoot was one of the first players to set a time, or no, was it Mystically? I think it was one of the two.
Zoot was the first one, yeah.
Yeah. And once people started setting times, you can, you know, you could look at the scoreboard and be like, okay, I got to beat that. And,
Yeah. Yeah, because this is so different to like even like the 10-minute format that we've had before, because I guess in that instance you've already had the opportunity to grind a map, you know it inside out, and you're just trying to execute, whereas
Yeah.
this has another dimension to it, right, which is really cool, which is figuring stuff out, and it's actually quite cool to watch someone just walk around the map and you know, look at, oh, there's a little double jump there, and you can kind of imagine what's going on in their brains as they're trying to work things out and figure routes out. I find that quite interesting.
yeah. Yeah, I thought Brandon was gonna set a time. I thought he was just holding out to the end to.
Yeah, I was. We were saying like, last minute he's gonna come out. He's gonna smash a 24 or something.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was gonna do that.
Maybe his presence. Maybe he just stayed on the server just to give you make you work harder, basically. The threat of a faster time.
Yeah,
He made everyone. His presence made everyone go faster.
yeah. Oh shit, Keo just beat my time by 0.003 of a second.
Oh no shit!
Nice.
Nice.
25.814. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering how much time will actually be saved by that last skip. I can't imagine it's a huge amount, but even if it's like 0.1, it's
0.1, 0.2, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go as wide, but you do get, you know,
It's more of a
positionally set
straight
back
line, right? It's a
from
straight
the
line.
triple jump, but it's a more straight line, right?
Yeah. Al, any questions on your side or anything from chat? If you've got any questions for Knight?
I don't have anything other than well played. GG.
GG.
It'll be interesting to see what times we get out of this map over the coming days.
Yeah, and we only saw this map for an hour, so who knows? Maybe someone will find a crazy skip.
Yeah, the map is live now, so I don't know. Maybe next week, like ahead of the actual racing, we can actually look at a couple of the leaderboard times if anyone submitted some leaderboard times. Maybe these times will have been beaten by then.
Nice.
See if there's any more optimizations to be had, but the runs felt pretty optimized, to be honest.
I felt like it was getting there, but only, you know, with the route I was using.
Yeah.
Like I said, who knows what people will find later.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Nothing from chat either. So thanks a lot, Knight. Really.
We do have an update on the diabotical-racing.com/league site. You can head over there now and see all the scores and points.
Good job. Furious
The
typing.
times
now,
aren't
isn't it?
there, but the scores are.
Good stuff.
Nice.
So you can see the top 15. That's how many we had today.
Nice.
I don't know if we can get that on stream. Yeah, do you need the link? Alright. If anyone has noticed any mistakes, please let me know. I think I got them all right, but I did do it rather hurriedly, so if you see any mistakes, please let me know and I will fix it.
You feel like he's hiding his actual route? I don't think so.
No.
Would you do that? Would you really do that?
No.
There you have it.
He takes the
No.
competition seriously. What's he hiding it for? What's he hiding it for? This is the competition.
Yeah, you got 1 hour. That's it.
Yeah.
Are there no participation medals for Peen and Brandon?
They got the
2021.
lowest time. What more can they want?
It's true.
There's no medals for first place anyway, so.
You get a shout out on the Discord. Well, I guess that's it then.
Yeah.
Until next week.
Until next week, yeah, I think that was I really enjoyed this format actually. It was really fun to watch people discover the map from nothing.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be looking forward to next week. Next week, I think we will be doing 2 maps, by the way.
Yeah, that time pressure. It's really gonna
Okay.
Yeah,
really
so
gonna separate.
2 maps, 30 minutes each. They are going to be much, much less complex than this map, for sure. So don't worry about that.
Might be tighter times then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
almost certainly, yeah.
yep, absolutely.
I look forward to it.
Fantastic.
As do we, Knight, as do we. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, GG's everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. I think we'll throw the raid over to Jahar on Tasty Spleen TV, who is streaming some Diabotical, but he's also going to be streaming Doombringer and Quake 3 and God
Yes,
knows
the
what else.
Organ grinder duels. So
Yeah, I think
try and get
GMT
one.
is on over there as well.
Yeah, GMT versus Jake, Y2 Jake. So if you want to see them
Classic.
shit talk each other while they frag each other, I think that's the place to be right now. Meanwhile, I'm going to grind this map a little bit, I think.
Alright, once again, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. See you later.
Night night.
Bye-bye.